2023 up until date, there were a lot of things that changed, including there was increase in operational cost of a lot of businesses because the fuel subsidy made that increase in fuel price, which affects everybody, even the people in the rural area. It affected every business. And then if you say you're transporting yourself from work to office or from home to office or even going to the market, everything changed because the downfall drivers would increase their fuel price, everything changed. And that would change the life cycle of raw materials, the life cycle of manufacturing industry, and even the products that we use. Then there was also the import volatility. When you say the naira depreciation, it increased import costs by over 150%. You can't beat that. That does not happen anywhere. But yes, it happened to Nigeria. And because we are quite resilient in Nigeria, they said a lot of people died. There were a lot of sack letters at work, a lot of employment turnover. So many things happened, but we are standing today. Because you can watch me, you can listen to me. That means you're standing firm and been able to do something right for yourself. There was also the reduced consumer demand. If I used to buy a bag of rice in my house, I would reduce it to half bag of rice. Or if my purchasing power is not up to that, I'll further reduce it. If I used to buy a 25-liter palm oil, I will definitely reduce it to 5 liters or 10 liters because the purchasing power was almost not the same, right? And then we had uncertainty and planning, where fluctuation in forex had changed. Trading, it wasn't as it were before. You can see something online and impulse buying. You want to buy one or two at the time, but now you change it to one. Even if you want to buy shawarma, you have to cut it. Two of you share it, two of you share it because things are changed, and that affected it, complicated our financial forecasting. I'm not able to sit here and envision what is going to happen by the end of December because I'm not sure what government is going to do, what policy would change. I'm just being mindful of what would come my way, and I didn't plan for it. So this policy ripple effect on lifestyle and consumer behavior. You'll see that there was a shift to local goods. Some of us that like to wear ready to wear, and some people say, oh, you like to wear local products. A lot of people change to wearing local products. If you see me, even in my English wear, most of them are from in Nigeria. I like to wear Taylor Laurent, and it makes me feel good about my nation, Nigeria. But of course, some people were not used to it, but you have to balance it. You have to go more for the affordable things, the alternative things that were affordable. And you have to be innovative in how you access. Some people's lifestyle is you must have data all the time on your phone. You must even download the things that are irrelevant. Then you realize that what's going on here? What I used to buy, the data I used to buy 5,000, I would sustain me for 30 days. It cannot sustain me for 2 days again. So I had to balance the way in which I do all these things. And then there were lots of digital solutions. In 2016, fast forward 2016, a lot of digital fintech came up with innovations, with ideas, with things that disrupted the face of the financial system in Nigeria, which is a good thing, for example. And then we had a lot of financial services come up. So I'm also looking at the erosion of this disposable income, where high inflation impacts daily living costs. You see destitute on the road, they multiplied. I was talking to one of the leaders in Nigeria, and I said, there are lots of destitutes on the road. He said, where do we keep them? Which is the truth? Where do you move them? Is it from fry pan to fire, or is there a place where you can keep them for a long time? Because Lagos is open for a lot of people to come in, which is good. But of course, Nigeria is also open for a lot of people, which is the reason why government is saying we're going to create a barricade, just like they created one against Mexico in America. So a lot of things happened. The pressure on the small and medium enterprise, there were higher cost strain on small businesses. When I used to, you have a salon and you can buy five bundles or 5 cartons of attachments. Now you just reduce it to 2 cartons. And when they buy, I can only provide more when I sell. everything changed. The purchasing power changed, the demand and supply changed, the lifestyle, the consumer behavior, everything changed. And now we're looking at leveraging this policy shift for business growth. You see that the local, some of you would say, oh, I can't use this granite oil. Unfortunately, the groundnut oil you said you could not use, they are the imported ones. Now we would go and buy the locally made ones because they was both do the business of creating a very delicious meal for us. Some of us will, to mitigate this import cost, some of us will start farming in our houses. You have the buckets, you put the soil, you plant the yam, you plant the tomato, the pepper, you have the bell pepper in your house, you plant the onions. Some of us just started changing. Like I have a poultry in my house where I breed my chicken, and all my egg is being fetched from that. It is because something changed in Nigeria, and I said, what is going on here? I must change the way I do things. The crate of egg I used to buy for 600, 1,000 to it has become 6,000, and even some people will even sell for 5,500. What's going on? My chicken will lay the egg. All I have to provide for them is the feed. And then we had the digital transformation, which started during the cashless economy and the cashless payments. The people in the markets, the woman you buy ugu from, that you buy tomato from, you say, okay, I don't have an account. You were forced to do the cashless processing. E-commerce change, even the remote work. Some of us are in our houses now, and we're still doing the business. We are still bringing in the income. It may not be as efficient as being physical, but things are changed, and we
Take
need
us
to
join.
change with the dynamics.
Uh,
And then you have the
this
export
is
orientation, where the weak naira
this
makes
is
Nigerian exports more
the song.
competitive. How many of us have been able to buy a vehicle since the time exports FX changed? Since the time FX changed from 380 or 450 to 1,005, today there was good news that yes, Nigeria
Most what is on now.
Naira has appreciated. So Naira has appreciated now to 1,550. I just heard it in the news on my way from the airport. You see, those are the things that are changing. But many people would say they are importing their food or their wares like they used to. How many people have bought vehicles in a long time? Some of them will just go for the Nigerian made ones. Yes, Nigeria has happened to a lot of people. But of course, there's good news because we have been hearing these things. They've been saying, oh, there's light at the end of the tunnel. How many of us are waiting for that tunnel?
We
How
finish.
many of us are waiting to get to the end of that tunnel? We all should
We
wait to get
finish
to the
what
end
it
of this
this
tunnel.
person.
And then this brings me again to the part where
Fun.
you see this digital transformation affecting us positively. Because while you're doing the social media marketing, the one that is selling clothes, is selling shoes, you're able to market more. You're able to get people to buy from you. You're able to put your things on Instagram, you're putting your things on TikTok, even on WhatsApp status, and people are purchasing from you. That is what the transformation of digital business has brought for us. Now you're talking about the resource efficiency when you invest in
Ah,
energy.
from
I have a
Marco, you said
salon, for example, and in my salon, I was forced to make it an all solar affair because when I think of the price of fuel, PMS, no, 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 I can't continue. And then I'm thinking of when customers even come at odd hours and there's no light, there's no power, and the sound of generator can just be very abusive to some people in your neighborhood. What do? You change that because you need an energy efficient machinery to counter this high cost, this fuel cost that we're being faced with. We're all in Nigeria. We are faced with it one way or the other. In my house, even when power changed and people were on band A, they actually changed their ways of even putting on the electricity, using the water heater, using certain things that will just bloat your cost of providing electricity in your houses. So there's good news. And the good news is that there's strategic opportunities in key sectors. You may not know. I am mentioned here today that in my house, I farm, and that farming is in a small way, but it will provide for my immediate need. It will provide for my family. And in agriculture, some of us even have big farms. Some of us have small farms. but we are faced with cells that you plant to make that business blossom. You're faced with even the employees that you need to put on the farm, and they will not eat up the business because I used to have a friend, or I have a friend. He told me that he has employees that he employs, and what happens is their staff would have taken a lot of those chunks and to the business detriment. Or even people that have poultry. You see how we see it on social media when you see people stack up eggs in their pockets, stack up eggs in their wigs, and in all sort of places. People will swindle you, they'll take advantage of you. And then I'm talking about the other opportunities, which is the renewable energy, where the high cost of fuel is very, very less. Somebody has to tell you the cost of getting that solar panel in your house is way, way, way less than the fuel that you're buying. The hazard of even putting the fuel in your veranda or in your kiosk or in anywhere that you find yourself, there is hazard of maintaining those generators. Even the exhume, whatever comes out of it, is not healthy for our own ecosystem. And you're talking about the technology and fintech. Are you using fintech to your advantage? That's the question we need to ask ourselves. Governments supported us, and do we have this high digital adoption, even in our businesses, even in our workplaces? I was at a retreat of a government parastatal. And for your information, a lot of government parastatals, they've gone off paper. They don't use paper, it's paperless now. Every approval goes through the system. It goes through a platform, a software. So are you in your little space utilizing that digital advantage to yourself? Even in the manufacturing industry, as much as you must be physical there, you must touch a machinery, a plant and machinery to make the production work. Are you also using some other thing that will save you cost in making your profit become bigger than what it is today? Because the whole essence of having a business is to reduce costs because you want to increase your profits. Are you making that happen, or are you still breaking even? Some of you are even using from Peter. You're using Peter to pay Paul. I'm using my salary to pay my staff. Is that how you are operating now? Are you focusing on import substitution and even competitive advantage? Sometimes I look at my WhatsApp status. I see a friend. You have posted some materials. You have posted Ashwebi. You have posted different things that people can buy from you, Ankara. I'm seeing another friend that do not know each other is posting the same thing because you are just posting what somebody in Lagos
I'm
market
also
or
a
somebody
poster.
in Ibadan or in any market is giving to you and you're posting it and it's creating business for you. Is that what we're doing? That means we're using technology to our advantage. And it takes me to the next slide where I'm going to talk a question. Though the third minimum planning, where you develop strategies for FS rates. Are you even investing in anything every month? Like Fidelity Bank will say, are you eating your future? Is that what you're doing? My next slide, where I'm going to talk a question, though the third minimum planning, where you develop strategies for FS rates. Are some of you converting your salaries to FX just to gain that time difference and inflation level increase for yourself? Are you even investing in anything every month, or are you eating everything that you earn every month? Like Fidelity Bank will say, are you eating your future? Is that what you're doing? Or is it, when I talk about diversification, are you exploring a new market or a product line or a revenue stream? There's a mindset for me that you cannot live with one income. You must have at least four streams of income. It is not because you are not doing well or perfectly well in your employment. No, it should not even affect your employment in any way. It should not affect your deliverables because some of you, you have the power, the energy that you use on social media to rant, to do all sorts. You can put it into a business, put it into merchandising, put it into selling and buying, and it will not affect your daily income and your daily employment. If you know, you know, because I know. Some of us can do multiple things at the same time. Yes, you don't think that you can do those multiple things that will bring other streams of income